Howdy folks, Doc here with Last Best Tool, and this is the Lisle 83650 stainless steel offset blade striking scraper. It's 1.5 inches across here. It's got a chisel cut. It is fairly sharp, not knife sharp, but plenty sharp. Uses an overmolded handle with this bit of harder plastic here. It has a striking end. You can kind of see the quality though. It is made in Taiwan, sold by the Lisle company. They make two of them. One is a straight version. I assume it's exactly like this, only straight, or the bent version. Straight version's $10 and change. This one's $11 and change. I don't have one bent quite like this. I have other bent kind of pry bars, kind of like this one. But most of the stuff I have is straight. And I thought I'd try one out. I was kind of glad it wasn't super bent. I have one, I guess, for kind of flooring and paneling type work, but generally what happens if you get it too bent is when you start to try and actually strike it, such as in here, it ends up just shoving everything sideways rather than driving the business end deeper. Overall, it is a fairly strong piece of metal, but for being flexible, it's very reminiscent of these kind of painter tools. And these things are just unbelievable. You buy them and then, you know, a quarter century later, they're still going strong if you haven't lost it. This is a striking one as well. I don't know if they're still made as good as this one, but this is, it's amazing. It's just a piece of steel, but it's so good. I like a lot of the others. This is my favorite. Absolute favorite. This snap-on though is $55 off the truck. It's a striking scraper, very like a chisel, but not sharp. They make them in two different sets. You know, you can get wider, thicker, heavy. I mean, they're all pretty thick. In fact, compare the steel thickness there. It's just night and day, but really beefy. This is kind of the standard size. They also make a set that's a little smaller. That's this would be the narrowest one, but these, amazing. They're my go-to for so many things. Of course, the standard kind of carbon scraper that I use for everything. Some people asked for what then? I use it for literally flooring, for carpet work, tiling. This is in my pocket. If I'm touching a tiling job, this is with me. It does everything. They're carbide scrapers. But anyway, back to this Lisle. I did wonder, you know, how strong it was going to be and how good a connection. If you look down in that hole, it's probably just got kind of a thin T-shaped metal cap that, you know, this is how it came. I wondered if I could straighten that, but I don't probably break the thing. I assume that the metal, you know, devolves into a tang and just goes narrow up here, maybe to about here, and then maybe intersects the brass cap part. But it feels pretty solid, like a direct connection, and it's bent, you know, and I don't have a bent one. I do have a couple other scrapers that I want to show you. These have been in videos before. This is my favorite of these kinds, of these smaller, you know, of this Blue Point series, I'll say, but also for a small little knife scraper. I got it by accident from Snap-on. They sent me this when I ordered this. Actually, I did order this, but this was the number that was on the website. So this was, they were calling this one the US, you can see this is US 711, this is US 712. They had these numbers switched. But anyway, they sent me this. I thought, I don't want that, I want this. But the more I use it, I'm so glad they did, because I probably wouldn't have bought one, and I love this thing. This is well worth the few bucks they ask for it. The other two in the set are these two. I don't use this thing very much. I'm not sure, maybe oyster cracking or something. I don't know what you do with this. I've used it a few times, but these are so much more handy, and this thing it just does stuff you didn't know, you know, a scraper could do. But anyway, back to the Lisle. Overall, it's worth you know, the $11 for something like this. It's a pretty solid design. I was putting it in here and kind of bending. You see that? Just to kind of get a feel for what I could do without damaging it. But look at this. You see that bend? Wildly different than, you know, even just a little bit more more steel. So anyway, for what it's worth, there it is, the Lisle 83650 stainless steel offset blade 1.5 inch striking scraper. And with that, Doc out.